You ready to upgrade the Xbox? In the last episode, I showed off this Friendtech Xbox I got for 10 bucks. We've already done most of the maintenance on the system. Now it's time to add some parts. We have an Noctua fan with a GPU fan adapter, an Xbox shell that we're going to use the top from, a StarTech IDE to SATA converter, an 80-wire IDE cable that I've already installed, and to replace the 40 gig hard drive, we have a minor upgrade. Let's get started. First, we're going to start the system up with the new IDE cable to make sure that it's working. And it launched right into Xbox Media Center for Gamers. Now that we've confirmed functionality, let's go ahead and add the fan. Oh, that looks pretty. Check out all the fun bits this comes with. And here's the fan with the adapter. I'm only now realizing that I have the screws for the fan, but not the ones that are supposed to go in these corners here. Well, I went through the screws that I got with the case, but unfortunately I don't have a GPU fan screw. I think I'm gonna have to go take a drive. So the Goodwill that I got the Xbox from had some various parts that I think came from the same guy. They had an IDE hard drive cloner, they had some GPU fans. I'm gonna see if I get lucky and those GPU fans also have the screws, and we'll hope for the best. Looks like it's still here. Well, bad news. Not only was that the wrong fan size, the screws were not there, so I drove 20 minutes for nothing. And now I get to drive 20 more minutes on 2 bars of gas. So I've reached out to the original Xbox community again to see what kind of screws we need. In the meantime, let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's awesome. And next on the list, let's do the hard drive. Usually the original Xbox only supports up to 2 terabytes, but because we're using SurBiOS, we'll be able to put up to 16. I'm gonna hook up this hard drive to my PC and fire up the Fat Explorer beta. I'm gonna follow along with this guide on Hasno, which also includes some files for the hard drive. Back in Fat Explorer, we're gonna go to Formatting Tools. We're gonna select Original Xbox HDD. We're gonna make sure we select the proper drive. We'll select SurBiOS. Then when we come to this screen, we're gonna scroll down till we see G. We're gonna double click on it. We're gonna uncheck Format and we're gonna press Save. We'll double click on the F partition. Then I'm gonna click on Max. And since this is an 8 terabyte drive, I'm gonna set the cluster size to 1 megabyte. Now for the optional preload, I'm gonna press Browse for Zip and I'm gonna browse for the file. And since I have E selected, I'm gonna press the E zip. Now I'm gonna switch from E to C and I'm gonna do the same thing and select drive C. And now I start the format. And if all went well, we should be able to fire this up and have it boot straight into the hard drive. And it booted right into XBMC for Gamers and it has all the hard drive space. Now I'm curious what happens when we don't enable the mod chip. It didn't like it. Now that the parts are in, I'm going to switch from UDMA 5 to 6. I'm going to flash SurBiOS with Evox, and I'm going to flash UDMA 6. And I'm going to select the 256 kilobyte, and I'm going to initiate the BIOS flash. That's weird. What the I didn't know flashing with Evox was going to replace my dashboard, so I'm going to reinstall Xbox Media Center for Gamers. I'm going to go to Dashboards, I'm going to scroll down to Xbox Media Center for Gamers, and I'm going to install it to E. Oh, it didn't like that. BlastOS did not work before, but I'm going to give it a shot. Mod chip unsupported. That's what the problem was before. Okay, so as it turns out, I need to wipe that drive one more time. It lives again! Now that we got it working again, I'm going to organize it and get this top on it. Well, it's not as cool as the one that it came with, but that sure does look pretty. But now I bet you're wondering, what are we gonna do with this bottom shell? Well, that's easy. We're gonna send it into another dimension.
Wo? Der Topless.
Okay, so I gotta point this out. I've got this light over here that's hooked up to a USB power source, but this other one is hooked up to a power bank that I got for a quarter at a yard sale. And on that note, guys, that's everything we're gonna be doing on this box today. I've got some capacitors coming in for both that box and this one, and we're even gonna try a trace repair on this one to try and get it working. I'm also considering swapping out the fan that's running on this system for another Noctua fan, and I would really like to hear what kind of upgrades you guys want to see on this system. Maybe we can even find a sticker! That being said, I have spent a lot of money in this. I'm over $200 into this project so far, so if you guys are able to support either the Patreon or the Ko-Fi, it would be greatly appreciated. Every dollar helps. And a massive thank you to these beautiful people right here who are already supporting our page and making these awesome things happen. If we can get up to $50 a month between the Ko-Fi and the Patreon, I'm going to order us this Xbox HD adapter. It's pretty pricey, but it's going to allow us to export to 2 HDMI signals at once. This will allow us to better test the difference between a 128 megabyte system and a 64 megabyte system while minimizing the input lag. I hope you guys want to see this as much as I do. I'll see you guys in part 3.